the first time I met Jonny was when we were in high school, and my friend and I, Darian, drove up to West Point to borrow homecoming dresses from Drew Kenobi and Abby Ortmeyer. And it was a Friday night, so we went to a football game, and Jonny was playing.
Yeah, the first time I met Megan was after a football game. We were playing Lions. Everyone comes over after the football game and says good job. And so Megan was with a couple of my classmates.
And then after the game, he drove around with a group of us hanging out, and that's kind of how we initially met. A couple months later, we started dated throughout the rest of our high school, and then kind of went our separate ways for college. My first impression was that he was very tall, athletic. We had just gone to a football game. He was really funny. I'm very sarcastic, and so he was able to feed off of that and give it right back. And so, yeah, funny, tall, athletic, yeah.
First impression was she was short, brown and brunette, and a big pearly white smile, and sarcastic and easy to talk to and relate to.
Yeah, so Jonny and I were both kind of wrapping up college, and our friends Ross and Sarah were getting married at the end of May, and we were both at that wedding, and it both kind of just worked out where we were both single, and we had a good time, and we talked. And
she was on the dance floor, and I was talking to some guys at the bar, and she came up to me and said, "Are we gonna dance or not?" I said okay, and we danced, and pretty well danced together the rest of that night.
So the first kiss actually happened the night of Ross and Sarah's wedding. We just really hit it off that night, and yeah, we kissed for the first time then. Again, when we went on our date, before he left, we also kissed too, so.
I was hesitant because she was coming fresh off a relationship, so I wasn't sure, but I knew I liked her, so I didn't care. A couple weeks after the wedding, we went on a date. We went to Down the Hatch.
We kind of tried to lay low just because everybody knows that we've dated before, but it actually happened where Jonny's friends were all going on a party bus that night, and the meeting location for pickup was Down the Hatch. And so all of his friends saw us, and it was not laying low at all. And he had told his friend he couldn't go on that party bus. So it was really good. Everything, like the conversation went really smooth, felt natural. Kind of felt like we were just picking up where we left off. We both knew each other's families and friends, and so it was easy to kind of ask about all that stuff. We went to a really hole-in-the-wall bar called Top Hat, and just kind of, when we walked in, a bunch of like 3 regulars were sitting at the bar, and then us. And it was really weird because we were sitting there having a drink, like conversation, all going well. And the song Greatest Love Story came on, and that starts with like a couple that dated in high school break up, and then they meet up again and get married, and we both kind of like looked at each other like, oh gosh, like this is so weird. But yeah, the night went really well.
I don't know, looking back during college, I would just kind of look back and think about Megan in high school, and I'm like, oh, she could have been the one. I don't know. So that thought was kind of in my head, and then just meeting her again, we were both single, and just knowing it'd come so easily, I knew pretty quickly what was going to come of it.
Well, when we first started dating, again, it was very natural. Everything kind of just fell into place. So there wasn't like necessarily one moment where we were just like, this is it. I do remember like that summer that we kind of started dating again, he had come up to Lincoln again, and we were at like my apartment pool, and from like noon till like 7 o'clock. We were just at the pool talking, and it was kind of in that moment where it was just like, holy cow, we're talking about like a lot of like really deep stuff, but it's like all natural and we both feel comfortable. And I think it was kind of at that point where I was like, I really think that this is like going to be the one.
Planning the proposal, I kept in communication with Megan's sisters, kind of bounced ideas off of them. So we had it set up already that we'd come back and celebrate with the families down the hatch in that back room there where we first had our first date.
It was the day before my birthday. Jonny actually had to work the night of my birthday, so he kind of had made the excuse that for the day before my birthday would be the day we do all the like fun things to celebrate. So after we worked out, I was back at the apartment getting ready. Jonny was like kind of rushing me, and I was like, I don't understand why he's rushing me. Like it's like 2:30, it's fine. He kind of wanted to get a drink at a bar beforehand, but I was like, it's not a big deal, like we're on our own time here. And then I asked him what bar we were gonna go to have the drink before we went and ate, and he like wouldn't tell me. And I was kind of like, well, it's my birthday, like I should kind of get to choose, but whatever.
I didn't know where I should put the ring and how I should get it in my pocket by the time I got there. So I said, I'll get the car ready, and you just come down when you're ready. So I got the car ready, and in that time I was actually able to put the ring from the trunk of my car and slip it into my pocket.
We were driving away from the apartment, and I had told him I'd forgot my like lipstick, and he was like, no, we're going, like just keep going, you'll be fine. And then we went a little bit further, and I was like, okay, no, but I actually did forget my phone. So he was annoyed, you could tell, and we like turned around, I went back, I ran up and got my phone. And then we were driving, and when we turned toward like the Highlands, I knew that we were going to down the hatch for a drink because that's really the only bar to go to.
Parked right by all our family's cars, and I figured she'd be wondering why all our cars were parked there, but she had no idea.
But there was this like huge, like a ton of motorcycles, and I was just like looking at those, and I was like, there's like a bicycle gang here. So I completely just did not even notice.
At that time, I was really flustered. I forgot that I already put the ring in my pocket, and it wasn't in the trunk yet. So when we parked, I got out and started heading to the trunk, and then I remembered I didn't need to do that. And so I come back to the door, and she's like, you shut off the car. I'm like, yeah, I should probably do that. Let's get inside.
And so then I was kind of like, okay, he's being like a little weird. It's probably a surprise for my birthday, like friends or something. And as we were walking into the door of the bar, he was like, okay, you're gonna know some people here. And sure enough, it was like both of our families, which neither of our families have actually met in person. So it was kind of funny to see all of them there together. Again, at this point, like we're walking in, it's just like surprise for my birthday. And then we got a little bit closer, and around a corner was like these balloons and like a cake, and like one of the balloons was like a ring balloon, and he kind of started pulling me over that way, and I saw the ring balloon, and I was like, I know what's happening.
Favorite thing about Megan, probably a pretty cliche answer, but she's got a lot of kindness to her and a pretty big heart that she shares with everybody that she comes in contact with. She just has a lot of joy that she brings to the room, brings to everybody, and she's a good person that you want to spend the rest of your life with.
So my favorite thing about Jonny, where do I begin? My favorite thing probably is that he really keeps Christ at the center of everything, and he's really passionate about his faith life. It's one of like the most attractive things I find in him. He's also very determined and just motivated. He is very good balance to me. He's very calm and like grounds me. I'm very not that way, a little bit more high-strung, and so he does a really good job of balancing me out. He's really funny. We're constantly making each other laugh, whether we're laughing together or at each other. So yeah, those are my favorite things about him. I just thank everybody for coming and taking time to celebrate with us on like one of the most important special days of our lives. We feel super blessed and just grateful for everybody to come and those that traveled really far or even close. It's just super, really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you everyone for coming, being a witness to us committing ourselves to the rest of our lives together, and excited we get to celebrate and see each other and be together on this night. Thank you.